What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. We are live. Thank you for joining me and taking the time out of your day to work together side by side to build ourselves a $1 million company or a business that will make $1 million in revenue every single year. At least that's the plan, anyways. And we are moving slowly but surely to that goal. I think what I said yesterday was getting close to about 10%, but to that goal. But yeah, we'll talk about finances another day. Probably, actually, maybe on Monday. That might be a good time to start talking about that. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to start talking about finances and just giving an overview as to where we are and a little bit of a plan on how we plan to get there. A little bit of an update on the plan of how we plan to get there. If that makes any sense. Okay, what are we going to do today? So I've been thinking a lot about where we stand like marketing wise and brand wise for Piixel. And we have the Piixel website, and I'll just show you actually real quick. So as I said yesterday, I wanted to get in another video that was more in line with the little bit of a better targeting for people that are looking to just get a website. So I have that. It's for a website, but it's also for, I do mention a little bit of other stuff as well too, because it's kind of the idea, and this is why again, it's a little bit difficult to wrap my head around it, and I might have to change things depending on how things go. But it's like starting off with people that are looking for a website, that are just starting their business, and then they want to kind of, after that, they want to grow and expand and figure out how they can make content and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll walk them through the step from, beginner to intermediate to expert kind of thing, right? Which is why if you look at here, beginner, startup, and then growth, and then enterprise as well. It's depending on the stage of where they are, and people can come in at any stage of the game. But I think for the messaging right now, it's going to try to target people that are basically beginners and looking to start their company. So I spent the time yesterday, wrote the script, shot it. It's shorter than the other one. I think it's only like a minute and 15 seconds long or so. Plus, about that. So happy with that. We have the recent work. This one is not live yet, but hopefully it'll be live soon. Otherwise, I should swap this out. Although I just really like the image and the visual. And the site's actually really cool because it does have, that's animated with the little waves and everything like that. So it's pretty nice. Anyways, I'm happy with this. I think it's a really good start. There could be some other stuff that we do to solidify the work section and display more work. Like other stuff than just websites, because there could be stuff that I do, doing interviews and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, maybe I should make some like a nice reel or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool, but that takes a long time to do that. So it's almost like hire somebody else to do that, or have someone in-house eventually. I mean, that'd be really, really cool. Anyway, so we have that. And what I was just working on now is just getting the YouTube channel all set up and ready to go for all the content that we're going to be making for Piixel. And as we were talking about yesterday, we kind of brainstormed like 15 or 20 different ideas and things that we can do for Piixel for making content for the YouTube channel specifically, and basically about teaching people how to do websites and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start making that kind of content. And I don't is it sooner rather than later? Yeah, I think definitely sooner rather than later. We're going to start that next week. And I think part of the process on this channel that this video is playing on is going to be just documenting that process of kind of creating videos and what have you. So I think that would be kind of neat. And again, that brings me to kind of today, and that's something that I want to talk about and basically ramble on here is, how do I bridge the gap between the content that I'm creating now, which is kind of, this is my personal brand, and then coming across and linking with the Piixel brand and the stuff that I'm going to be doing to market Piixel. And what do I need to do, and what should I have for my personal brand? So the way it's, let me see if I'll bring this stuff up. So, okay, well, the Piixel brand, right? So we have Piixel Media, and what I'm going to be doing on that channel or that, like my marketing for that brand for Piixel is we're going to start off with just doing YouTube videos and cutting them up into shorts and maybe posting on YouTube Shorts, Instagram. I don't know TikTok, don't even have a TikTok account. Don't even know if I want to get a TikTok account, but that's another issue that I need to figure out how to deal with. I mean, if that's where customers are, that's where customers are. But anyways, so be creating that type of content and be publishing something there. At least, I mean, like Gary Vee says, you got to get like 10 or 20 pieces of content. But I think for Piixel, I'll get a couple pieces of content, and then the rest of the content is going to be on my personal brand, which is also going to be funneling in, hopefully, to Piixel as well, or things like what I'm doing today. It's kind of part of that. So that's what Piixel is going to be. And I think there's a question of how much time and effort do I put on Piixel content versus the personal brand, the content. And does my personal brand, like, I guess which one is going to be better at drawing? I guess I'm not going to know until I try. Like, I don't know what is going to be better at driving people to Piixel or driving awareness to Piixel. I'm not sure. I think the only thing to do is to give it a try. So that being said, I'm thinking about how I should structure my personal brand. So, all right, let me bring up a couple things that we had the other day. Oop. Okay, you can go there. So I'll just share this screen. And what did we do yesterday? This is just kind of the more in-depth video content ideas, right? And that's mostly for Piixel, I do believe. Yeah. Definitely this. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. This is more Piixel stuff. Okay. So, one thing, I got some music, a little bit of music. Turn you down. Okay. So why did I want to bring this up? Okay, so you know what else we should bring up? So we have this website. So this stuff here is really more of what my personal brand, the kind of information that I like to talk about. So this is a membership website that my wife and I started because we were podcasting about really cool books and cool things that Andrea was reading about people that have done some really amazing things in their lives, and that we look to them and, they inspire us. They're like, hey, these people have done some really cool things. What have they done in their life which can inspire us to go out and do our own thing and our own adventure? And we just talk about it. And there's a lot of things that we've read and that we've discussed that have led us to this position right now of, going all in on this entrepreneurship, I guess you can say. And there's other things that are going to be coming along in the pipeline, hopefully, and some bigger stuff that we're hoping that'll happen this year, but definitely a lot of other little stuff as well too. Might be little to me, maybe might not be little to you, but all that stuff is kind of all about the personal brand of me and for us trying to figure out how we can live the best life possible, right? That's kind of what this is all about, and that's what doing this live stream is all about. Of handling the finances. Like, I think, like, money, as silly as it is. Let me go full screen here. As silly as it is, or not as silly as it is. Maybe that's not a good term. Money is, like, whether you love it, or hate it, like love or hate money. It is like one of the most important things there is in order to at least live a baseline, like have a baseline for your life. Because if you don't have any money, you can't have food, you can't have shelter, you can't meet your basic minimum things that you need to live, right? What is that thing? The whole hierarchy of needs, whatever, right? So you need a certain amount of money. And if you can get to the point where you just don't have to worry about money, then that's the jump off point to doing who knows what, right? In terms of living your best possible life or whatever. At least that's my belief. And that's why the first thing that I'm doing is trying to figure out how to make money and to make enough money so I don't have to worry about making money. If that makes any sense. It's just so critical. And I've been going through a lot of my life, a lot of my career, working for jobs, working for other people. You make some money, you pay a whole lot in taxes, all this kind of stuff, and it's like almost basically impossible to get ahead. I mean, we had made some deliberate decisions in terms of having one person only work and the other person raise kids, but it's so difficult to try to get ahead, especially if you start off on the wrong foot. At least I think this is on the wrong foot, which is leaving home, going out to the real world, and just going into a huge amounts of debt to get an education. We could talk about education stuff in another day, whether it's worth it or not. That has led me to where I am now today, because I took it seriously. Well, I shouldn't say I took it seriously. I took the process of learning seriously and learning new things. And then when I've finished my education, I got a bunch of different jobs. I took that seriously in terms of learning new skills and everything. Like everything I've learned about web design, development, all that kind of stuff was 100% self-taught. I never went to school for it. It was just something that, number one, I enjoyed, and number two, I saw potential value in learning these types of skills because I figured understanding how computers work and operate and all that kind of stuff is going to be something that could end up paying off in the future. And lo and behold, here I am now, trying to build a whole career and whatever around that technology, right? So ended up paying off, and you learn a whole bunch of skills along the way in the different jobs that you have. So I've always kind of took that seriously in terms of getting the skills, and I guess it's got me to the point of where I am today in terms of the skills that I've learned or what have you, and being able to do all the things that I do. Anyways, where am I going with all of this? It's talking about or thinking about how I can position my brand. I don't know really how I can position it, but what should I do? Like, should I just have a YouTube channel, or should I do something like this where I still post the things that I am trying to do in order to better my life? Like, this is where I'm going with, and this is what I think is, I don't know, it's important to me. It's important to me to always be striving towards building the best possible life for yourself. And I really like the idea of putting myself out there, of all the struggles, of learning how to do things, with the hopes that, you know what, maybe there's one person out there, two people, whatever the case may be, that I could actually make a difference in by showing them what I'm doing, and they're reaching out and being like, you know what, I saw what you were doing, and it's given me the motivation to do things for myself. Because if you look at my YouTube channel and some of the stuff that I've done before this, I've gone back and forth trying to do lots of stuff with weight loss and fitness and trying to get healthy. And obviously I've done really poorly lately on that, which I need to get back to. But anyways, I do remember when I was posting things regularly about that and I was doing really well for myself, I had people reach out to me and tell me like, hey, you've inspired me or motivated me to do my own thing and to really get healthy. And I don't know, it just feels really good. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, is creating some type of, just basically like home base for me to be able to put all my ideas and the things that I'm working on in one place where people can just kind of have a look at it and see, right? Very similar to what we've done here with this podcast, but have it to be a little bit more than just this, of just myself and Andrea talking about, people, right? It's just about part of it is this live stream here. Maybe I want to start a new thing that I want to improve in my life, and then I could talk about that and create a nice little piece piece of a website or whatever from there. So that's what I'm thinking of doing, and I think it makes sense. But I'm a little weary of spreading myself too thin, in the sense that half my time doing Piixel stuff, the other half my time doing personal branding. But again, if they're both related, I think it's worth the time and worth the effort. If they're both going to like cross-pollinate, I guess you can say, and people that see me on my personal brand, which they're seeing right now, are going to lead people to Piixel, because I'm talking specifically about how to build a business, right? Yeah. And if there's other things that people are interested in that I might end up doing in the future, then that's just, I guess, building a personal brand for me, right? So that way, if it comes to the point where I don't want to do web design stuff anymore, right? It's just, it's like, I've done it, I loved it, I've done it for a long time, but maybe now it's not for me anymore. If that ever happens, then I could take the business Piixel, and then I could sell that company, or whatever it is. It doesn't exist anymore because there's no clients. Whatever the case may be, I could take Piixel, say I sell it. Even you can sell it to somebody, and then I still have my personal brand. So that if the new venture that I start after that, I still have my brand, and I could spin off of that, because there's people that are following me, not so much because of the stuff that I do on Piixel, which they might do, but they're following me because of the content that I do around my journey and my lessons learned and whatever, about trying to live the best possible life, right? So I think thinking about this, talking about that, I think it makes sense. So I think that's a direction that I should go. So what should I do if that's the case? So I'll talk a little bit about this membership site. So we have it as a membership site, and it always feels really, really strange asking for money. And my whole idea with this too is like, do I even have it here? Yeah, like it's just like, it's not about money. If you want to join, it's because you love the work that we do. So if I start another membership site, or just transfer this one over to another one, which I think that's going to make sense, because there are some people that are members here, which I'm super thankful for, by the way. Thank you so much for your support. It just means so much to me. But what am I trying to say here? It's not about money, it's in the sense of why I'm doing this, but it's also good to be able to put value out to the world. And if people do want to give and support, because at the end of the day, like I said, being realistic, I do need money to survive. And if I'm going to do this, it takes that. So, it takes money. So yeah, it's crap. And it's difficult. If I don't have 1,000 people watching me every single day, that I know that 100 people will be like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to join your membership, because it makes a lot of sense. So it's like, do you start with it? Do you not start with it? It's very strange. But I think that's something in my head I just need to get out of my head. And again, just having everything out there for free. Like, I got live streams and YouTube videos and what have you. Put everything out there. And if people do want to support, then fantastic. Then that means a whole lot to me. It just means that I'm giving you value, and that you feel like you want to reciprocate back, which is fantastic. And if not, no sweat at all. Like, I don't expect it. And I don't want people to have to, pay for a membership site to get access to the content, because I think it's so important that people really try to improve themselves and do what it is that they need to do in order to live the best life possible. Because, you look at society now, and I feel like a lot of people are just having a really hard time right now. And there's a lot of division in our society. There's a lot of people not doing what they love. There's a lot of people that are just miserable in their job, miserable in their work, miserable at each other, just constantly fighting all the time. And it's so... I found it's so draining. It's so demoralizing, and I don't know, and I feel it feels almost hopeless. Like, what can I do? And like, I feel like for me, it's like if I can just put some positivity out there in what I'm trying to do. And maybe that positivity can rub off on other people and get them to like, you know what? Yeah, there's a bunch of negative stuff going on, but I'm just going to focus on myself and I'm going to be the best person that I can be. And when you do that, I think that kind of positivity and that kind of, I don't know, thinking about yourself and looking inwards to be the best person you can be, that reflects out in how you behave and how you interact with other people. And then it just spreads more positivity instead of spreading more negativity. Does that make sense? Like, I think a lot of the things about me for weight loss and being healthy and being overweight is I look at it as being, I want to do what I need to do or what I want to do in order to be as healthy as possible, in order for me to have the energy I need to run around with my kids, and that I want to live as long as I can. And I want to live not only as long as I can, but I also want to have a good quality of life where I'm not in pain and all that kind of stuff. And that's important to me. And that's something that I want to do. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to do, because we do have a lot of people that are overweight, a lot of people that are, what's the word I'm looking for? That are in a lot of pain, that don't have good mobility, that don't exercise regularly, and that are on a lot of medication. And it's just not, it's like it brings us down. And I just want for us to go up. Anyways, maybe a little deeper than what I wanted to talk about today. So yeah, anyways, that's my ideas or my thoughts around a personal brand. So I think the next step would be taking what I have here with Odum and Andrea and then just tweaking it a little bit to make it be for what I'm doing now, building a business and doing the things that are important to me, and kind of outlining that as well too. It's like, why is building a business so important for me? And like I said, it's about having enough money so I don't have to worry about having money, so I can go about my day, have food, shelter, all those things. And then I can focus on doing things that really bring value to me, my family, and to you guys as well, to just the world. Because when you do things for other people, it just, I don't know, that's like the best feeling in the world. It's so much better than me. It's like going outwards. It's like the best. So yeah, so I think that's what I'll do. We'll focus on getting that. And maybe, and what will be good too, maybe what we'll do is we can do this in a way that it might be beneficial to, if I'm going to be creating another membership site, figuring out, like this one here has some things that I need to work on in terms of how it functions. So maybe we can either do another stream or another, what's the word I'm looking for? Another series where I build this membership site, or maybe I could just do that on the side and just get it done, and then stream more about the videos that I'm going to be creating for Piixel and just walking through the process of creating videos. I mean, those two different things. If let me know what you think. What would you rather see? Would you rather see me work on another membership website and build that? Or would you like to see me build or not build? Would you like to see me work on writing content and scripts and what have you, and the whole process for creating videos? Yeah, build a membership website, the whole process of creating, editing, and whatever, producing videos for YouTube. Those are the two things. Which would you prefer? Yeah. I think I like that. I think that makes sense. I think it definitely makes sense for me. Does it make sense business-wise? I think it does, especially because this new site, which will kind of be my home base for my personal brand, is going to be focused on the financial aspect and building a business and building a company, and all the content that I'm going to be making, the live streams, shorts, and all that kind of stuff. It's all going to be about building businesses. And then the content on Piixel, again, in my mind here, just thinking this through, that content is going to be strictly dealing with running a company, running a business, teaching people how to build websites or what have you, just things that entrepreneurs and website owners, entrepreneurs and business owners are going to be interested in. That's going to be that specific focus. So the building the things and the how to build the business is the personal brand, and the working on the business, or the working in the business, I should say, is going to be like the Piixel brand. And those two will kind of meet in the middle. Make sense? I don't know. Is it complicated? I don't know. Do people do this? I don't know. This is just how my brain works. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I think today's Friday. It is a holiday. But I've been working all day so far. But I think we'll call it a day here, because I think it's a really nice day outside, and I think I want to go for a walk and then come back and maybe do a little bit more work. We'll see how things go. Because I do have some work as well too for a new client of mine. I just got some information from them and got to build them a website, which is going to be fun too. I wonder if we can do that live as well too. Maybe. I haven't thought about if it would be okay to build someone's website and their brand live. I guess I would have to get permission from the actual client first to see if they would want to have their stuff put out there. But then again, maybe that could be, I'm not rolling in the tens of millions of viewers or what have you, but maybe that's something too that could be a benefit to people of having their website and their product or whatever kind of featured, on a stream. So I don't know. Anyways, but that could be something else that we could end up discussing over the next week or two. Anyways, today's Friday. Time to get going. Going to go outside for a little bit of a walk here. Thank you for listening. This was a little bit different today. I just wanted to think about some stuff, think it through, talk it through out loud, and see if it makes sense. And I think it does. If you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. I would really love to hear your opinions on what you think. And that being said, have yourself a great weekend. I guess it is Easter, so happy Easter. And I never do Easter. I guess the chocolate's not so bad. A good excuse to get a few pieces of chocolate at the grocery store, especially when they go on sale after Easter's done. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining. Thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate you. And like I said, have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.